Mortal Kombat's Kurtis Stryker is a cop. A good cop in that he is unambiguously fighting on the side of the heroes, and that is definitely where he belongs. A man of duty dedicated to wiping out any enemies who threaten the peace, Stryker is a man who takes his job seriously. We'll show you how with our video on the full story of Kurtis Stryker. Stryker is a cop from New York City. When you see Stryker, you should think of a man in conventional police gear except for his appearance in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Unlike many of the other characters in Mortal Kombat, Stryker doesn't have any superpowers, and for a human, he isn't noticeably stronger than other humans. He is simply battle-tested and possesses a great sense of nerves, such that he deals with conflict well. Stryker, though good, is ruthless in keeping the peace and in fighting. Despite his normal background, as is often the case with the heroes, Stryker comes to be involved in a battle much bigger than what is seen in his police duties to protect New York City, a battle for the preservation of Earthrealm itself. Before continuing, it is worth noting that there are two continuities in Mortal Kombat mythology, the Midway continuity and the Netherrealm continuity. The Midway continuity is comprised of titles developed by Midway Games, the original developer of the Mortal Kombat series, though this continuity is now closed. The Netherrealm continuity is comprised of titles developed by NetherRealm Studios, and the continuity starts with Mortal Kombat 2011 and is still continuing. Stryker made his debut in Mortal Kombat 3, the third game in the Midway continuity. By this point, Shao Kahn has been defeated by Liu Kang, an Earthrealm hero. Angered by his loss and in a bid to take over all realms in existence, Shao Kahn invades Earthrealm by reviving the dead Queen Sindel, allowing him to cross the boundaries between realms. Shao Kahn then acts to claim all of the souls of Earthrealm, and he is successful but for a handful of capable fighters that Raiden is able to protect. One such soul belongs to one of New York's finest, Kurtis Stryker. When Shao Kahn invaded Earthrealm, Stryker had been fighting to keep the peace and to protect human lives, but would not be able to stop Shao Kahn's capturing of human souls. Stryker couldn't understand why he was one of the protected souls until he received instruction from Raiden to meet with the other defenders of Earthrealm. He assents and is a part of a group of heroes that brings down Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 3. But Stryker is not seen again for some time in the Midway continuity. It is only in the last game in this continuity, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, that Stryker makes his next and last appearance. He aligns with the heroes in the Battle of Armageddon, taking on Mileena, Kabal, and Kano throughout the fight. Stryker clearly doesn't let notions of differences in power levels dissuade him from fighting enemies in his way. Nevertheless, as with the rest of the heroes, Stryker dies in the Battle of Armageddon. This awful course of events is one that Raiden, who previously protected Stryker's soul, aims to overturn by sending information about the events in this timeline to a past self so that the heroes can make decisions that will guarantee Earthrealm's preservation and the safety of the heroes. This founds the Netherrealm continuity, and it begins with Mortal Kombat 2011, which starts prior to the beginning of the first Mortal Kombat game chronologically. Stryker is a high-level member of New York City law enforcement and is the partner of Kabal. Both first appear in Stryker's Story Mode chapter, fighting off invasion from Outworld in New York City. Their fellow squadmates are being wiped out, and the demons and Shao Kahn's Outworld lieutenants are destroying New York City. Stryker's chapter is basically a gauntlet against the Outworld invasion, and features him miraculously defeating Reptile, Mileena, Kintaro, and Ermac. However, after defeating Mileena and watching Raiden teleport to intervene in a fight between Johnny Cage and Motaro, and killing Motaro soon afterwards, the entire scene of which is fairly baffling to the two cops to say the least, Kabal is seriously burned by a blast of fire from Kintaro. Stryker wanted the two to split up so that Kintaro would be attacked on two fronts, but Kabal was burned before this strategy could be executed. After Kintaro is defeated by Stryker, Ermac appears and flings Stryker into a subway below where the previous battles had taken place. Nightwolf attempts to recruit Stryker in the battle against the Outworld after Ermac is defeated, and Stryker assents. He looks for Kabal afterwards, but Kabal is nowhere to be seen. Stryker is later seen after Kabal is retrieved, albeit looking very different from before, and Sub-Zero awakens, himself awakened as a cyborg with his obedience protocols overwritten, no longer in service to Shao Kahn. Stryker mentions a need for intelligence on Outworld's plans and suggests sending Cyber Sub-Zero undercover as they assume that Outworld won't realize that Cyber Sub-Zero has been reprogrammed. Stryker is next seen when a mass gathering of heroes minus Liu Kang and Raiden fight off a wave of cyborg Lin Kuei invaders and then a powered-up Sindel. While the Lin Kuei invasion is successfully repelled, Sindel's attack leads to the death of several heroes, with the exception of Sonya and Johnny Cage. Stryker is one who does not survive Sindel's attack. The slain warriors are reborn as revenants to serve Quan Chi, their souls given to Quan Chi for his service to Shao Kahn. When Raiden visits Quan Chi initially as a gambit to secure some form of protection for Earthrealm, Quan Chi sends the revenants after Raiden, and Stryker is one of the revenants that Raiden must defeat. This concludes Stryker's role in Mortal Kombat 2011. Stryker appears in the story mode for Mortal Kombat 10, but is not a playable character in the game. He is present for the first defeat of Shinnok by the heroes, as Stryker is one of the revenants assigned to harass the heroes who are attempting to protect the Sky Temple from infiltration by Shinnok and Quan Chi. The villains' efforts are unsuccessful here, as Shinnok is eventually defeated by Johnny Cage and trapped in an amulet. Stryker's next and last appearance is much later in the plot, in an ambush attempt against Quan Chi that leads to the capture of the evil sorcerer. This would conclude Stryker's involvement in the story of Mortal Kombat 10. Stryker serves his role well wherever he is. He was supposed to be a hero, but his soul has been stolen from him, and he has not been restored to his humanity yet, as Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Jax have. Mortal Kombat 11 deals with time travel and the idea of past selves of characters confronting their current selves. Stryker's revenant self and Stryker's past self as a cop couldn't be more different. They should be hardly recognizable to each other. The heroes' lack for numbers and the idea of Stryker perpetually acting as a listless revenant in the service of whichever evil force decides to enlist his services seems like a waste of a character. There is no path forward for this character if he remains a revenant. He only really has a future again if he is restored to his humanity and becomes a hero. The problem is that it's not known how he might be revived. The three previously mentioned characters were revived in large part as an accidental merging of Quan Chi and Raiden's magic, and Quan Chi is dead. It would make sense to bring Stryker back to the side of light, but since he is a minor character, there is a possibility that he gets skipped over even if he is a hero. And that concludes our video on the full story of Stryker. Stryker ultimately is a man without a struggle in the NetherRealm continuity. He has no past to fight against, is at worst moderately phased for a moment at the outlandish and grotesque outworld threats, or was until his instincts to protect and cop training kicked in, and manages to not only defend himself, but defeat opponents who would seem to be far more lethal threats than he is. He's just a resourceful and deadly individual. He's a soldier through and through. Plain as he may seem, Stryker is there to accomplish the objective and spares no effort in the process. Let us know what you think of Stryker in the comments section below, and whether or not you hope to see Stryker return in Mortal Kombat 11. I myself hope to see him come back. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.